I find it incredibly frustrating sometimes when I go around the street at the gym, in town, even in bars, really, and I see attractive women, and I just don't know how to talk to them. I don't know what to say. I don't know how I should present myself before them. If there are certain bits of body language that I need to sort of activate or action before I can approach. Do I need to make eye contact? If so, does she need to maintain eye contact back for a number of seconds before I can approach? If she makes eye contact with me, do I need to smile? And if she doesn't smile back, am I automatically rejected? There's all this mental chatter about who we can approach, when we can approach, how we can approach, etc. And it's can be very frustrating for men. I know I've been in that situation many times, and there's so much debate online about whether you should overtly approach, or should I say directly approach, or indirectly approach a woman. And you can get stuck for hours, and it's even more frustrating because then you're just in your head, you're online watching these YouTube videos of people who are, well, professional insofar as you can be professional at picking up women, or at least cold approaching, and one person says one thing and another person says another thing. Next thing you know, it's nearly midnight, you've not gone out, and you're totally filled with anxiety in your head about just how to approach. And so today I'm going to be quickly talking about which is better, indirect or direct cold approach. Now, there are pros and cons for both. Direct, for example, you're explicitly stating your intention. Pardon the voice crack. You're explicitly stating your intention, showing that you are very confident, that you are a man, that not that you're a man, but that you're showing that you know what you want, and you're not afraid to go and get it. And this can be very attractive to a woman because she can probably assume safely that this translates into other areas of your life. Now, a drawback from the direct cold approach is that it's very polarizing, which can be seen as a positive, but hear me out here. And what that means is a woman will immediately like you or immediately dislike you, at least to some extent. She's going to be swayed to either end of the spectrum more than if she were to be indirectly approached. Now, this can be a disservice because were you to build up a bit of rapport before more explicitly flirting, then maybe you might stand more of a chance, because maybe the direct approach would be quite off-putting to her because she could just see you as a player. And from that you can see the strength of the indirect approach. Indirectly approaching a woman allows you to build some rapport, like sort of express more of your person, yourself to her, so she can get a greater idea of who you are and potentially build a greater attraction before you explicitly express your interest and attraction for her. Now, when it comes to which is best, you will see divided opinion on the internet about which one is best. And the answer, to be honest, is neither or both. It's whichever works for you. Whichever approach to cold approach gets you out of the door, approaching, interacting with women, facing your fears, that's going to be the best one. And this will change over time. So initially, I started with, and still persist to use to this day, a direct approach. I have gotten decent responses from a direct approach, and it can work wonders because it can take a woman completely off guard, and immediately she could be like, what's the word? I don't know, where she's acting all cutesy and like she's flattered, you know. Indirect approach can work similarly, but this is less likely to build sexual tension earlier on and is more likely to just build a sense of rapport, but connection all the same. So my recommendation for you, if you were just starting out, would be to, if you were going to approach a woman in desire to get her number, then use a direct approach. If you're trying to break down some social anxieties and simply get out into the world and begin interacting with people, use a indirect approach, sorry. And don't just limit yourselves to approaching women, just approach anyone. Approach cashiers, guys, older people. Just make small talk. Begin to break down those self-limiting beliefs you have around interacting with strangers. And then go for a direct approach to a woman you're genuinely interested in and see what happens.